Hi, I'm Chris from needlepointers.com, and today I'd like to show you how to make a cute mouse cat toy. This is a super simple, easy project that you can do in probably 15 or so minutes. One of our cats has a cloudy eye from an infection when he was a kitten, and this is his favorite toy. We think it's his favorite because it's lime green and he can see it better. These little toy mice are sold at Petco, and they come in different colors, but this lime green color is really hard to find. We've gone into many Petcos and we'll find all different colors, but we have never found this lime green color. And it's got this twisty, knobbly fabric. I've been trying to figure out where I can buy this fabric so that I can make some for him, since we can't seem to find them at Petco. So I searched and searched on the internet to try to find this knobbly fabric, and I didn't even know what to call it and stuff. And finally, I figured out that it's actually mop fabric. It's a microfiber mop cover that you put over one of those Swiffer type mops, and that's a very similar knobbly fabric that's twisted like the cat toy. It's not quite the same green color, but it was the closest I could find. So I decided to try to make one out of this mop fabric. You can buy a 3-pack of the mops for like less than $10, and then just take the elastic off and use the fabric if you want this knobbly type. You could also make them out of almost any kind of fabric. So this is minky that I made this one out of, or you can make them out of regular cotton fabric or just anything that you have left over. So this was the first one I made from the mop fabric, and they've been playing with this already. And this one I use a rickrack for the tail. You can also use cord, or you can use some ribbon. I know that was a lot of explanation to just get started with this project, which will take only 10 to 15 minutes to make, but I wanted to give some background on why I was doing this. What you'll need to make this project is the fabric that you've chosen, catnip tacky glue. This is satin cording. You could also use rickrack or just ribbon for the tail. You'll also need some felt, scissors, and pins. Now you can sew this with a sewing machine, which I'll do, or it's such a simple project you could sew it by hand just using the running stitch. I also created a quick and easy pattern that you can get from our website. Click the link in the description of this video and you'll find our web page for this project with step-by-step photo tutorial, and at the end of the page will be this mouse cat toy pattern free PDF download. First step is to just roughly cut out your pattern. For this pattern, the dotted line is your cutting line and the solid line is your stitching line, and this is indicated as the fold line, and that's where you're just going to fold it in half. You only need one piece of fabric, so pin pattern to your fabric and cut it out along the dotted line. For the tail, you need about 4.5 inches of the string or rickrack or ribbon. We're going to take the tail and we're going to put it in the center of the circle along the fold line, pin it there, and then wrap the rest of it into the center, pin it out of place, because we want to sew around the outside, but you don't want to catch the tail in. So turn your fabric right side up and then place your tail where the fold line is and pin it in place. And then I'll twist this up into the center, and you could pin or clip it, fold it right sides together along the fold line, which is your center line, and pin along here. Now we got to leave a little bit of an opening for turning the mouse right side out. So to remind me where I'm going to start and end the opening, I'm going to put 2 pins side by side, and then I'm going to leave this little bit open. You want to leave about 1 inch to 2 inches open. Stitch from here to here and from here to here. And we're using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'll go to my sewing machine and I'll stitch this. Okay, so I stitched it. Next, turn it right side out. Oh, I forgot to say that you might want a little bit of polyfill stuffing. Next, I'm going to stuff the mouse through the opening. I'm going to put a little bit of polyfill in and some catnip, polyfill catnip until I have the whole thing stuffed. So I finished stuffing it, and so now I need to just hand sew the opening closed. And you can do that by I put my needle through and then grab some on this side and then grab some fabric on this side and then pull it so it closes. So you could leave them like this without an eyes or nose. If you want, you can add black eyes and either a blue or black nose and some little ears. And I did that by just cutting small semicircles for the ears and 2 little circles for the eyes and the nose. And I didn't give a pattern for it because they're just such small things it would be hard to actually do a pattern. The best way to cut the circles is to cut a small square around the corners, a little circle for a nose, and then just use some Eileen's tacky glue or some other kind of non-toxic glue to glue the pieces on. And just let that dry, and you have a quick and easy catnip cat toy. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this quick and easy cat toy. Like and share our videos, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss future videos. Visit our website, needlepointers.com, for lots of tutorials and free projects. While you're there, make sure you sign up for our free weekly newsletter so you won't miss new tutorials. Happy sewing!